Hassan Campbell, the most interesting man on the internet, has spoken, and he has a major issue with No Jumper. His issues with No Jumper stem from this particular roundtable that No Jumper had with Wack 100, DJ Vlad, Academics, Trapler Ross, and Adam 22, and they had this roundtable and they titled it "The Kings of Hip Hop Media." Hassan Campbell have a huge issue with No Jumper naming the people that was at the roundtable the kings of hip hop media because he considered himself the king of hip hop media.
Shall we begin? The kings of social media is what they titled it. Academics, Adam 22, Vlad, Wack. I don't even understand how Wack is one of the kings.
That's hate. That is pure hate and nothing else. But you have to expect that from Hassan and Wack 100. They're arch nemesis. They've been beefing for about 3 years now. If you guys don't know, Hassan Campbell is the one who recorded the phone call of Wack 100 talking about Nipsey Hussle and Big U and then leaked it. And from that moment on, bro, like Hassan Campbell has gotten Wack 100 into a lot of beefs. And then Wack 100 retaliated by messing up Hassan Campbell's channel, according to Hassan Campbell. If you want to say there's a few people out there more deserving of being considered one of the kings, like Say Cheese TV, maybe Art of the Dialogue, I can hear you out. But for you to say you don't even understand the argument for Wack 100 being one of the kings, I think is hate. Because you could probably objectively list a couple of reasons why Wack 100 could be considered one of the kings of hip hop media.
All of those content creators that came together was doing damage control. I'm not impressed with seeing them come together after the feds came and got an army out of the streets with the kings of comedy, or rather the kings of digital COINTELPRO. First and foremost, no, I didn't believe that the feds came and snatched Adam 22 and locked him up. Because he's not committing a crime. He's actually setting the trap and setting the stage and asking the questions. And see, I'm real disappointed because I like Adam 22, but I'm very, very disappointed. Because some of the interviews, I never really watched Adam 22 like that, But some of the clips that I've seen with the line of questioning, the lines of questionings that was asked to these brothers, it was a setup.
Y'all know me. I'm harder on these Igaboos than I am on a 304. All right? I'm hard on an Igaboo. But from my perspective, my stance have evolved a lot, okay? See, I started off on the opposite end of the spectrum, which was, I'm just asking the question. If they answer it how they answer it, it's on them. But my stance has evolved a lot lately. Because from my perspective, I had to really ask myself, if my intention is not for them to go to jail, but I'm asking a question that if they answer it incorrectly, they could go to jail by self-incriminating themselves, then why ask the question? Why put the onus on them if I can put the onus on myself, right? Because at some point, you have to protect people from themselves, right? If you have a street dude, who's essentially coming to my lion's den where I'm a seasoned interviewer, I'm a journalist, so I know how to ask certain questions to get certain answers. So why essentially play the game of cat and mouse when I can just give them an interview that's void of any possibility of them self-incriminating? But I do disagree with the notion that Adam 22 is going into these interviews with the intention of trying to get them caught up and setting up traps to get them locked up. Now, whether or not it's happening coincidentally, that's a different story. But saying that that's his intention, I think that's far-fetched. I don't feel like Adam 22's biggest hater would tell you that his intentions is to get them locked up.
Do y'all realize that Wack 100 was on tapes talking about selling guns to the guns? He was saying he sold guns to the Bloods and the Crips and instigated gang wars for them to kill each other. How did y'all forget that? Did y'all forget that when Wack 100 was bragging and talking about Big U and those wiretaps, he wasn't talking bad about him. to the point to where that he was down. He was down with extorting Nipsey family and bragging about how Nipsey had a sex tape and was going around promoting that Nipsey had a sex tape to the world. He was bragging about how he extorted $800,000 out of Oscar De La Hoya. But the feds ain't come get him for all of that. He was the middleman in between Kim Kardashian, Kanye West, and the extra Ray J tapes. If y'all couldn't see that that was an extortion room, a move for her to buy the remainder of her tapes.
Academics and Wack actually had this conversation on stream. And when Academics asked Wack about this, was he terrified or was he scared that the feds may be coming for him? Because there are certain occurrences that people can point to and scream extortion. One of those things, I believe the biggest example is the Oscar De La Hoya thing, where apparently Oscar De La Hoya paid millions of dollars to get back or to prevent, some salacious images from coming out. Now, apparently Wack 100 was involved in brokering the deal. Now, Wack 100 will claim that he was just the middleman and he wasn't the person that was holding the images or blackmailing Oscar. But those are things that have been put out there. Now, Wack will claim that the tapes with Kim Kardashian was business. She signed a contract. They had every right to possess and distribute the particular additional footage of the adult tape with Ray J and Kim. So Kim crying and asking to get it back, that's not really extortion because they have legal right to own it. So Wack 100 did explain that away, but Hassan wouldn't be the first person to wonder if the feds is coming for the extortion regarding Wack.
Wack 100 played a lot. He played a lot of parts in a lot of things. Had conversations. Yeah, I got the receipts. I got the text messages. I got the tapes of Big U asking me to go after Nipsey. Why did Big U feel comfortable going after Nipsey's estate and having that conversation with you? Because you was with every bit of it. And now when I listen to Big U with the guns and how Loose Cannon talk about him with the guns and writing down the serial numbers of the guns, and were those the same guns that you was taking credit for? Spreading in the hood to increase black on black crime, Wack 100?
I like this new era of hip hop media, man, where street dudes are done pretending like they got morals. Now street dudes are getting it out the mud like civilians now, bro. Street dudes done adopted a game, man, of if I can't out tough my op, man, I'ma out police him, bro. Feel me? I like this. Hassan Campbell have completely acknowledged, bro. I probably cannot out gangster Wack 100. I probably can't out muscle Wack 100. You know what I'm gonna do? Hey, bro, I'm gonna out police him, bro. I'm gonna put him in jail. Now, that's a method that I've utilized on multiple occasions. So I applaud you for it. But I'm saying,
like, come on, man. The meeting of the kings of social media, aka Digital COINTELPRO, it's a nasty look because every last one of you dudes up there has been accused over and over again of entrapment and having rappers being led. Your platforms have been accused of leading rappers to the penitentiary. And now we get to see a whole gang set. Gang. Get locked up. They won't let them out. No, they locked up. And y'all didn't know what to do. So y'all came together and huddled up and tried to deflect and distract.
That's a new narrative to me. I don't think I ever heard this narrative before. I don't feel like anybody thinks that Adam, Vlad, Academics, Traveler Ross, they got together because they were being accused of getting people locked up, or they were specifically being accused of being responsible for this RICO. I don't feel like that's a narrative. I don't feel like anybody thinks that they are the reason why this RICO happened. So I don't feel like them coming together was them huddling up to intercept the narratives and to redirect the attention. No, like they came together because there was a lot of huge stories going on, and they felt like talking about these huge stories will go viral. So they talked about it. I don't feel like, again, unless I'm wrong, y'all let me know in the comment section. Do you guys believe that Adam and No Jumper and Vlad and Academics, that they're responsible for Big U getting a RICO? And if you do, bro, get your brain checked, bro. You'll get your bro. They've been investigating the Big U RICO since 2021.
From what's really going on. Now, my whole thing is, I don't like it because there's so much to talk about. Why y'all talking about things? Why y'all ask questions? Why even ask a question knowing that some of y'all outsmarting these dumb dudes? Shout out to Loose Cannon, that's my dude, but he's dumb. He might be the dumbest that ever touched the internet. He might be, and even with the other brother, Bricc Baby. He done indirectly put himself in between them bodies that dropped. With Little Dirk and Little Pab, he done put himself in the mix in the middle of that, running your mouth on social media.
That's where I draw the line. Now, Bricc Baby and Loose Cannon are not victims. Like, I'm not even entertaining that narrative, bro. That Bricc Baby and Loose Cannon are victims. Now, if you're telling me, like, the 19-year-old drill rapper who comes and gets interrogated and says something he shouldn't have said and then get arrested, he's probably a victim. But Bricc Baby and Loose Cannon are both, what? Loose Cannon is 42. Bricc Baby is almost 40. These are completely grown men with kids, bro. Right? Them coming on a podcast and saying things that could be used against them, nah, bro. They have to blame for that. And in some cases, like for example, the first Luke Cannon appearance in On No Jumper, bro, Loose Cannon was not interrogated by Adam or by Wack. No, bro, Loose Cannon was talking that talk on his own. So if he volunteered the information, how can you now say, oh, No Jumper, bro, like you filed for it? No, bro. Loose Cannon and Bricc Baby aren't victims, right? They aren't. Now, those my guys, but they're not victims, all right? And they damn sure not victims at the hands of No Jumper. Now, this notion that Loose Cannon is dumb to me is false. Now, you can say the podcast appearances is kind of silly, but if you know Loose Cannon, bro, you know Loose Cannon is a mastermind. Like, Loose Cannon is a literal mastermind. Loose Cannon ain't a victim, bro, and that's how he's going to get you, bro. Like, you go into interactions with Loose Cannon thinking he's slow, that man ain't slow at all, bro. All right, but y'all let me know in the comment section. Are you guys hearing what Hassan Campbell has to say, or do you guys feel like this is just pure hate? Let me know in the comment section, okay? And if you're still watching, man, click on this video here somewhere on my screen to find out why Young Thug may be going back to prison for tweeting this. Benny Willis just filed a motion to revoke Young Thug's probation. The court battle begins. Click on this video right here to find out what I'm talking about. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.